Hi, everyone. This is Ken Kirschbaumer, Sports Video Group Co-Executive Director and Head of Editorial Services. I'm here at the 2019 SVG Nordic Summit in Bergen, Norway, and I'm joined here with Colin Wood from TVU Networks. And Colin, this is your region. You're the Sales Director for Northern Europe.
That's correct.
So thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure.
We're here to talk about what you guys are up to, the state of remote production. So maybe a quick update on what's your sense of the state of the remote production movement, this move towards changing the nature of OBs and the role that they play within a production.
The big challenge that a lot of broadcast and media companies have is to do more with less, and it's a common thing with all of us these days. We have to do a lot more with a lot less, and we have to do things more cost efficiently and effectively. So the move that we are seeing and the trends that we are seeing is more towards cheaper, lower cost, more cost effective solutions, and that's what TVU is bringing to the market.
Right. Now, I know for a lot of people historically, TVU Networks has been about the backpacks, and when they think of your role within a production like a World Cup or whatever, they would think, okay, you're going to be there with the teams maybe, doing the local interviews and sort of outside of the stadium. But that's obviously changing a lot, and your product line's changing. So how are you evolving as a company with the definition of what remote production is?
Yeah, for us today, the backpacks are really an entry point into our systems and solutions. We are now focusing more on cloud-based workflow management systems, looking at contribution automation, taking it from the packs all the way through the system, right through to production, transmission, distribution, and then into a MAM system or newsroom computer system, automating that whole process.
So where does your kit then sit? So there's obviously starts with the camera person, but then where does it transfer? Is it when you have the media mind? So maybe walk through some of the kit.
So we have products for the backpack, and the TVU one is the flagship product. But then we also have products for remote production. One product is called the RPS, and another product is called TVU Producer Pro, and that gives you a video switcher, which is basically a cloud-based solution, which can be used anywhere. So you don't need to send so many people to site to actually do it to film a venue. They can be based at home. They can do all the cutting, the video editing locally. They can add graphics. They can do that all remotely.
Right.
So traditionally you would send a big team to a major sporting event. Now you need to send one or two people.
Right. So what's the trick there with, I know that obviously the camera people are in the field and the producer may be at home. So as far as communicating or the use of metadata and sort of automating some of those processes to make them smoother and a little bit more rock solid?
So we can basically, with our system, we can send an assignment to a cameraman who will be working at a venue. We can send him an assignment with some of the metadata already attached. As soon as he accepts that assignment and starts transmitting, we can then automate that whole process. So we can then put that into a MAM system or into a newsroom computer system and automate that whole process. We have a platform called MediaMind, which basically is an AI platform and looks at object recognition and face recognition, voice recognition, automatic transcription services, and that's done automatically. So when it reaches the MAM system or newsroom computer system, all that is automated and available to the journalists and reporters to write their pieces.
Great. Now, I know the automated production and AI stuff can freak some people out because they say, that used to be my role, or I like to really spend that time with those assets and have to input all that stuff manually in that laborious task. But, how do you think these things will make things more efficient? You mentioned people doing more with less. So how does it open up people to do more important tasks than just, logging video?
It means it basically streamlines the process. It makes it a lot easier. It frees up those individuals to do other things. It's not going to solve everything, but it will enable them to do other things, be more efficient, and it will enable them to do more than one thing, more than one job at a time.
Right. So I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about the future of Wi-Fi and 4G and LTE and of course 5G. So we're in a very robust competitive environment for obviously everyone with their phones is shooting video and transmitting it too. So what's your sense on the current state of the bandwidth availability around a major sporting event and the role for 5G potentially?
3G and 4G are available. They're very successful. We're obviously supplying it now, and it works very, very well. 5G is going to be the next big step change in terms of technology. We're doing field trials at the moment. It's very, very successful. Looks very, very good. The key to that is going to be the networks actually rolling out the infrastructure around the world. That's obviously going to take time, but it is looking very, very good.
Right. Now, 5G is a classic hype situation where a lot of bosses who may not know what they're talking about will go to their staff and say, we want to be taking advantage of this 5G, even though the 5G may not be deployed yet at this point in time. So what do you say? What should people expect as far as the timing of this rollout, and should they temper their expectations for the next year or two?
I think realistically you're probably looking at a year to 18 months for a rollout, and then it depends on each individual countries in terms of the networks and how they roll them out. In terms of what 5G will bring them, won't necessarily change the actual video quality, but what it will do is it will change the bandwidth needed to actually do the transmission, but it will also cut down the amount of latency that's involved as well, and that seems to be the big key.
Yeah, the latency, getting that down to near zero.
Near zero, so it will compete with the older style point-to-point microwave solutions.
Right. Excellent. Well, thank you, Colin, for your time.
Thank you. Pleasure.
And thanks to watching, and we'll have more reports from SVG Nordic Summit, so thanks for watching.